Welcome to the Benko Gambit battlefield. In this video, we'll reveal how to crush the Benko Gambit as white with deadly traps, sharp tactics, and instant checkmate ideas. Whether you're a beginner learning openings or an experienced player seeking winning strategies, you'll discover how to turn black's aggression into their downfall. Stay sharp. One mistake from them, and victory is yours. We begin with our pawn stepping forward to d4, seizing the center. Black responds confidently, knight to f6. We advance again with pawn to c4, and the stage is set. Suddenly, black strikes, pawn to c5, then comes the push, pawn to d5, and the war truly begins. Black attacks first with pawn to b5, the signature Benko sacrifice. A tempting gift, and we accept it. Pawn takes on b5, but watch closely. Black continues their plan with pawn to a6. We calmly develop with knight to c3, and as expected they recapture, pawn takes on b5. Now we unleash our center, pawn to e4, claiming dominance. Black greedily pushes forward, pawn to b4, trying to chase our knight away. We retreat with purpose. Knight to b5, a quiet step, but the storm is coming. Then the fatal mistake. Black's knight captures on e4, thinking they've won material. But we've set a trap. We strike, queen to e2, attacking their overextended knight. They retreat. Knight to f6, unaware it's already too late. And now, the final blow. Knight leaps to d6, checkmate. In the Benko Gambit, greed isn't just punished, it's checkmated. They call it the Benko Gambit, a weapon forged in chaos, where one wrong move can turn the attacker into the hunted. We begin with pawn to d4, and black answers with knight to f6. Then pawn to c4, pawn to c5, pawn to d5, and pawn to b5. But we stay calm. Knight to f3, developing our defense. Greedy as ever, black captures, pawn takes on c4. We reply smoothly, knight to c3, ready to strike back. Now comes pawn to g6, as black prepares their fianchetto fortress. We take the center by force, pawn to e4, but black resists, pawn to d6. Now, the tide turns. Our bishop slides to c4, aiming straight at their king's heart. Then we advance, pawn to e5, attacking with purpose. Black responds, pawn takes on e5, but we strike back, knight takes on e5. The pressure mounts. Black castles, but the calm is deceptive. We castle too, both kings now armed and exposed. Then black's knight moves to d7, seeking relief. But instead, they walk straight into our trap. We unleash knight to c6, slicing through the center like lightning. Their queen stumbles back, queen to e8, and in that moment, we seize the initiative. With flawless precision, rook to e1. The rook aligns perfectly with the queen, a silent, deadly stare. And suddenly, the hunter has become the prey. In the Benko Gambit, power shifts in an instant. And when we command the center, there's no turning back. They call it the Benko Gambit, a daring sacrifice where black tempts us with pawns. But in this battle, their greed becomes their grave. We begin boldly, pawn to d4, taking control of the center. Black responds, knight to f6, and we answer with pawn to c4. Then they strike, pawn to c5, and the battlefield ignites. We push forward, pawn to d5. They offer temptation, pawn to b5. We accept the challenge, pawn takes on b5, and the trap begins to weave. Black lashes out with pawn to a6. We calmly develop, knight to c3. Then comes pawn to d6, and we seize space with pawn to e4, owning the center. Black captures, pawn takes on b5, but we develop our bishop with precision, bishop to f4, pointing straight at their weak diagonal. In greed, they push, pawn to b4, chasing our knight. We retreat with intent, knight to b5, and the stage is set. Then the fatal overreach. Black's knight captures on e4, trying to steal a pawn. We strike instantly, queen to e2, pinning their knight and tightening the noose. They try to escape, knight back to f6. But now comes the storm. We leap forward, knight to d6, a thunderous check. Their king trembles, forced to move to d7. Now our queen slides to b5, another check. If they dare block with knight to c6, we end it instantly. Queen takes on c6, and the board explodes in victory. But if they flee instead, king to c7, we finish with elegance. Knight to e8, checkmate. The Benko Gambit was meant to trap us, but instead, we became the hunters. Our next trap begins quietly but hides a shocking surprise at the end. We begin with pawn to d4, and black replies with knight to f6. Then pawn to c4, pawn to c5, pawn to d5, and pawn to b5. But instead of greed, we choose calm precision. Our bishop moves to g5, eyeing their knight, and suddenly tension fills the board. Black strikes back, knight to e4, a bold central stand. We step back with purpose, bishop to f4, holding control. Then comes the surprise, queen to a5, a flashy check. But we block with grace, knight to d2, and the danger passes. Black keeps pushing, pawn takes on c4. We counter instantly, queen to c2, keeping the pressure alive. Their knight retreats to f6, and we seize the moment. Pawn to e4, grabbing the heart of the board. Black braces with pawn to d6, but we strike. Bishop captures on c4. Now they try to fianchetto, pawn to g6, but it's too slow. We thunder forward, pawn to e5, attacking with intent. Their knight scrambles to h5, but we follow up, bishop to e3, tightening the noose. Then we push the dagger, pawn to d6, breaking open their defenses. Desperate, Black develops bishop to b7, but they've walked straight into the storm. Our bishop captures on f7, tearing open their king's fortress. They're forced to take, king captures on f7, but it's already too late. Our queen slides to b3, a deadly check. The king stumbles away, king to g7, only to face the final blow. Queen captures on b7. The queen dominates the board. Their king is exposed, and the Benko Gambit has completely collapsed. In the world of gambits, greed and glory walk hand in hand, but today, only glory remains ours. Our final trap is not just a trap, it's a masterpiece of deception. We begin with pawn to d4, knight to f6, pawn to c4, pawn to c5, pawn to d5, pawn to b5. We refuse to be tempted. Instead, we prepare. Knight to d2, calm and calculating. But look, Black's queen leaps early, queen to a5, searching for chaos. We answer with purpose, pawn to e4, taking full control of the center. In arrogance, their knight captures on e4, and the trap begins. We push forward with fury, pawn to b4. Their queen snatches the bait, queen takes on b4, thinking we've blundered. But no, we've set the stage. Our rook slides across, rook to b1, eyes locked on the enemy queen. Panicked, the queen flees to c3. But we chase relentlessly, rook takes on b5, tearing open the flank. Their queen runs again, queen to d4. Now we strike, knight captures on e4. Black, desperate, captures back, queen takes on e4. But their greed blinds them. Our bishop steps to e3, challenging the queen's authority. Black tries to hold with pawn to g6 and bishop to g7, but we're not done yet. We calmly build pressure, knight to f3, then bishop to d3, every piece aligned for the finale. The queen flails with queen to g4, but we advance, pawn to h3, forcing her to choose. And when she captures, queen takes on g2. It's already over. Our rook slides to h2. The queen is trapped, surrounded, doomed. In the Benko Gambit, one false step can end an empire. And that's how you crush the Benko Gambit as white, with precision, power, and beautiful traps that leave no escape. If you enjoyed this masterclass, hit that like button to support the channel, subscribe for more chess opening traps, strategies, and checkmate ideas, and share this video with every chess lover who wants to level up their game. Remember, in chess, knowledge is your greatest weapon. Keep studying, keep improving, and keep checkmating in style.